Is 17 electors away. He stands with 253 electoral votes that he can.
All right, let's get started. Okay, thank you all for joining us for our inaugural Kickoff Cube Demo Day. We are so excited this year to present the Cube and all of the founders that have worked in our first cohort amidst the wildfires, the global pandemic, the social justice movement. These founders have all persevered through many different obstacles and have actually gotten material traction in the market. And so we are so excited to be able to present and showcase their work. And let's go through just quickly the agenda for today. So we're gonna have, in just a couple minutes before we start, we're gonna have 2 opening remarks. Then we'll go right into the pitches. Each pitch will be 10 minutes long, and the founder will have the ability to interact with the audience. So feel free to put your questions in chat. Yesenia will be moderating that chat, and we'll ensure that your questions get answered.
Okay.
After we have our live remarks from 11 to 12, we'll be going into breakout rooms for 30 minutes, and then we'll have the opportunity to do one-on-one networking. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, all right. So before we kick it off to our amazing founders, I'm gonna hand it over to Juan Barraza, who is the Director of Student Innovation here at the Center for Entrepreneurship.
Sorry, let's start again. I muted myself. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, and I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you for being here with us this morning. For the last 9 years, the Center for Entrepreneurship has been the hub for experiential learning at Portland State University. We have, from the beginning, focused on creating experiential opportunity for students, innovators, and entrepreneurs at PSU to get into a sandbox and practice and put to test what it's like to create an invention and take it to market. After each academic year, we have found the students wanted to do more beyond our regular programming. And 2 years ago, we started experimenting with the idea. Can we create a place where students that have a tangible traction, an invention, and a patent, and help them get as close as possible to launching? The result of this is what you see today. Today is the initial launch of 2 years of experimentation with the Cube. But the Cube and the Center for Entrepreneurship Programming is just part of the whole array of programming that we have developed at Portland State University for students. Not just for students, faculty, and staff as well. And to talk to you more about that, I want to introduce Joe Genda. He's the Associate Vice President of Research.
Hello.
Say that. No, you're making a mess. You gotta cut it out. No making messes, okay?
Introduce Joe Genda.
Don't you want to spend a mama day?
Hello. I think everyone got muted. I'm not sure people can hear me.
You're great, Joe. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. So I've been told I have a minute to talk about the kind of context in which the Center for Entrepreneurship sits in PSU, and that is within a larger group called Propel PSU. And what is Propel PSU? It's a combination of units at Portland State that engage with faculty and student intellectual property, student entrepreneurship, and business incubation and acceleration. I want to talk a little bit just about each of those units briefly, but I'll say straight away that the Propel teams are collectively motivated and excited by helping faculty and students explore their ideas and expand their impact by providing training, mentoring, resources, all aimed at facilitating student and faculty entrepreneurship and increasing the use and impact of PSU innovations. The first Propel unit is Innovation and Intellectual Property. This unit protects and manages patented and copyrightable works developed out of PSU research activities. And they work with faculty and students to use PSU intellectual property to start companies and expand real-world contributions of research at PSU. In the past 15 years or so, PSU has started about 17 companies out of this unit, and they're very excited to be a part of Propel PSU. The next unit is the Portland State Business Accelerator, and they serve companies from both PSU and the community in the tech, bioscience, and green sectors. They support these companies through early stage growth by providing facilities, programming, and mentors, and activating and engaging relationships with each other, PSU, and the local entrepreneurship ecosystem. Last year, the accelerator companies brought in about $20 million in revenue and about $23 million in public funding. And the third unit, but not the least, is the Center for Entrepreneurship, where we're all virtually gathered today. And the center, as Juan mentioned, uses competitions and programming, like the Cube, to propel student innovators to solve big problems and find the creative energy to build out their ideas into prototypes and companies. I might be a little bit at or over my minute, so I'll wrap up by saying that together, Propel seeks to expand and create training and entrepreneurial pipelines, access, and opportunities for PSU students and faculty. We're really looking forward to seeing the demonstrations today, to seeing the results of students exploring their ideas and expanding their impact.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Joe. We really appreciate both yours and Juan's guidance in creating this and making it a reality. Just before we get started, I want to remind everyone, when you come in, you should automatically be muted. Please keep yourselves muted throughout the presentations, so that way there's no interference when the founders are presenting. So with that being said, I'll kick it off, and we are so excited to have our first presenter. And our first pitch will be with Producemate, and it'll be presented by Dagan Kay, the founder and CEO. Dagan, take it away.
Great. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here. As you just heard, my name is Dagan Kay. I've been at theCUBE for 1 year now, and it's such a privilege to be here pitching with this group of people. It's really amazing. Producemate is a mission-driven startup dedicated to fighting food waste and its massive impact on our environment. From farms to grocery stores to our dinner table, as much as 40% of all the food in the US is never eaten. Now, this is a problem for two reasons. First is when we waste food, we're wasting all of the resources that went into making and growing it in the first place. The land use, the water, the time, the money, all wasted. The second reason this sucks is that all this food waste contributes 7% of global greenhouse gas emissions, contributing to climate change. In my research, trying to understand the supply chain and where there are so many issues, why are we wasting this much food? I learned that 50% of it is wasted at home, where it costs the average household $1,500 every single year. So we looked at this problem and we said there has to be a better way. There has to be a way to get people at home to eat what they buy. And our solution is the Producemate. This is the world's first antimicrobial kitchen mat designed to reduce household food waste. Simply leave one on the countertop or in the crisper drawer of your fridge, store produce on top, and we'll handle the rest. You can see the results of a 15-day test on screen here, but besides just running our own tests, we're third-party verified, we hold a design patent, and we're currently applying for a utility patent and trademark. So how does this work? What's going on? Essentially, at the factory, we bake in antimicrobial minerals right into the raw silicone dough, like you can see here on the left. This makes our mats inhospitable for bacteria. So these minerals are literally infused into the silicone. The mat has properties that fight bacteria. And when you have less bacteria around your food, you give it its best shot at lasting longer, right? And at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is make sure everyone gets to eat all of their food. The mat saves the average family $300 a year. That's 50 pounds of food that won't end up in a landfill. It's completely carbon neutral and food safe. It lasts for 2 or more years, and it's incredibly durable. Our initial sort of go-to-market strategy at Producemate is all revolved around this product, around our mat. So you can see a screenshot from our website where we're pushing our e-commerce forward with lots of marketing efforts right now on Instagram and Facebook in particular. But besides that, we're also reaching out to tons of wholesale and distribution facilities on the West Coast for now. So what else is going on? What else have we been up to? Earlier this year, we raised 141% of our Kickstarter goal. That's on a platform where only 1/3 of projects even reach their goal and even fewer deliver their products. So I'm really happy to say, we used this money to order our very first production run of mats and have fulfilled all of those orders. Besides that, we won several awards in 2018 for entrepreneurship. We've raised $67,000 in dilutive capital so far, and we've sold $23,000 worth of product. So how we're moving forward, I think, is nicely illustrated by this third point of traction on the top row here. So we're one of 10 startups in a pilot program with Bosch's Startup Kitchen. This is under the umbrella of Bosch's appliance manufacturers. And I'd like to give you a quick case study for how we're proceeding with Bosch, because I think it is emblematic of how we want to continue to go to market, sort of our second stage of go to market. So Bosch's fridges are already really amazing. They control for most of the variables involved when fruits and vegetables go bad. Temperature, humidity, ethylene, air freshness, airflow, things like that. But what they don't control for is damage from microorganisms, which is just as impactful, if not more so, than all of those other variables on why your produce goes bad. So our pitch to Bosch is, let's take our technology, let's take the minerals that we put into the mat, and let's put it right into your fridge. And in fact, we want to go to market like this in a big way, in a B2B to C play. We want to put our tech not just in Bosch's fridges, but in all of LG's fridges and Siemens fridges and every fridge on the planet. We think that we can put this same technology into existing products, into Tupperware and OXO containers, things like that. Besides that, going forward, we hope to expand our own product line with fun containers and bowls and other food storage solutions. And then down the line, I really think that our technology may have a profound impact on the food supply chain. For instance, imagine that we could line the cargo containers that bring bananas from South America with our sort of minerals. That's just one example. So who are we and how are we doing this? Well, this is the team. This is the group of people that I'm fantastically privileged to be working alongside. You've heard about me. Something you may not know about me is that I'm a University Innovation Fellow through Stanford. On the left side, you see Stephen and Doug. They're head of marketing and sustainability. If you've seen any of our posts on Instagram or gotten any paid ads from us, Stephen did that. And all of our sustainability efforts are being led by Doug. So he's sort of paving the path toward B Corp status for us. On the right side are our co-founders and investors. Dave, who's my father, helps us a lot with financial projections and overall business strategy. Brittany, who's an entrepreneur, an actress, and a songwriter, has helped us incredibly with our branding image and our marketing position. And John is a serial entrepreneur with lots of connections in wholesale, so we're leveraging his connections there. So in a quick summary, I really think right now is a pivotal moment for Producemate. I think that we represent a de-risked startup opportunity for investors. In that we're defensible because we already hold a design patent and have filed for utility and trademark. We have a high quality team that's laser focused on our mission to reduce food waste and its impact on the planet. We're scalable because we've already vetted the factory and proven our supply chain. Plus our product, our Producemate product is incredibly win-win-win. It's good for the environment, it's good for your wallet, and it lets you eat more food, which in my book is a big win. Lastly, I think we're highly exitable because of this B2B to C play. Our technology can be put in just about any food storage or appliance. So I'm here today to humbly ask for connections. We're looking to raise capital in the coming months, in the next 3 months to be specific, and I would love to meet some like-minded investors and investment firms, as well as industry partners in food and food waste specifically. My contact information is here, but it's also on this slide. And if you check in the chat right now, you can also see links to all of these things. But for demo day, we wanted to give everyone an excuse to own a Producemate. So if you go to producemate.com and use PSU demo day, we'll give you 25% off your whole order. And we're also running a giveaway right now. So check the chat for that. I'm going to swap cameras quickly and do a quick unboxing and a live walkthrough. Okay, I hope you can still hear me and see now, hello, this new screen. So this is the box that we've been packaging all of our e-commerce orders in. This is what it looks like on the inside, missing the invoice, and of course, all of these fun stickers that we include on every order. But we wanted to design the packaging to be sustainable and minimalistic. So all of the instructions are printed right here, and this is all of our packaging. There are no additional mailers or plastic to throw away, nothing like that. Here's the mat. You can see the cut to fit lines and sort of the overall quality of the silicone and all this beautiful embossing. It's flexible and smooth, and it's available right now. They make amazing holiday gifts. Check us out on Producemate.com. This on the side is out of my pantry and my refrigerator, respectively. I just wanted to give you a quick look at sort of how I actually use these things in my own home. So literally, I just store my produce in the things that should be refrigerated in the refrigerator and things that shouldn't, just directly on top of the mat. So I think maybe I have 60 seconds or so for some Q&A. So let me just check the chat really quickly. Okay, no questions in the chat yet. So that means I must have done an amazing job. Oh, Nate asked how many mats fit in a box. My record is 6, but I think I try not to put too many more than that in one box. And our average order volume right now is 2 mats, but we pitch that as 1 for the counter and 1 for the fridge. But in reality, if you have a large family, these are 9 by 11, and so depending on the size of your situation, a lot of people bought 3, 4, 5, 6 mats from us over Kickstarter, which was really exciting. Do you need to take the produce out of plastic? I would recommend doing so, and I would recommend doing that anyway, actually. For instance, mushrooms, if you buy mushrooms at most kind of grocery stores, they always come in a plastic container with sort of plastic wrap over the top. Your mushrooms will last much longer if you put them in a glass container and you just don't let that moisture get trapped by the plastic. So in our case, the more surface area your produce is touching the mat, the better. That's always true. But also, you will see some improvement because the entire environment, right, is cleaner. Anytime you have less bacteria in your fridge or around your food, you're going to see some positive results. Hand wash, what happens if this is exposed to heat? It's pretty heat resistant. I wouldn't recommend baking cookies on one. I have never actually tried one in the dishwasher, so maybe I should try and see. But we recommend by hand, to be honest, because I think that delicate touch with a product like this that's meant to last a really long time, we advise that because, I don't want people to have to throw this away constantly. We're working on putting a recycling program in place, and we want people to take care of them so that they can last for as long as possible. That's mostly why I recommend hand wash. Next one, worked with every kind and mixed produce, bananas with apple on the same mat. This answer is a bit complicated, so I'm out of time and I'll go very quickly. Produce rots for a lot of reasons, and bacteria is often one of the main reasons why. But in the case of bananas and apples, they're outgassing something called ethylene. Ethylene tells other fruits and vegetables it's time to get ripe. So there are tons of good resources online where you can find which produce to store next to each other and which not. So you can see massive improvements at home just by separating your bananas. Don't leave your bananas on the same bunch because the ethylene interaction increases the ripening. So it's a complicated mixture, and our goal is to be the difference between eating your produce and throwing it away.
Perfect. Okay, we'll end here. Dagan, thank you so much. You've had such incredible traction this year with the Kickstarter campaign, with the BSH Kitchen. We're so excited to see how you continue to progress with integrations like with Bosch. And just as a reminder to everyone, if you have a burning desire to ask more questions, that's phenomenal. What we're actually going to be doing is after all the live pitches, we'll have breakout room sessions with each of the founders. So you'll be able to self-select which breakout room you want to go into, and you'll be able to interact with the founders. Okay, so Thank you again, Dagan. We are going to move on now to a short video with Sagey's Bridge, and it's going to be presented by Alex DeCease, the founder and CEO.
Hi, I'm Mia TV. Hi, I'm Mia TV. I've always dreamed of having a conversation with Seiji. With autism and 15 words in his vocabulary, we've felt disconnected as brothers. Seiji really enjoys music and physical activity. We combine these two concepts to create the Eli Ball and Dish Jam. We played Seiji's favorite music and were able to dance, sing, and connect like never before. We created a bridge. Our toys utilize social reciprocity, music, and physical activity to create an opportunity for humanity. Seiji's Bridge educates individuals who struggle to be independent. We have found success by serving the early education market with our toys, selling 100 prototypes between $35 and $75. The Eli Ball with a tailored curriculum is going to market first. We accomplished this with $25,000 in grant funding from several universities and by having a patent pending. It took us 17 years to connect as brothers. For Seiji's Bridge, this is only the beginning.
Perfect. Okay. That was a really powerful video by Seiji's Bridge. I just wanted to mention that, and the reason that we put this in here, many of our cohort founders, including Alex, were disproportionately impacted by the effects of COVID. But nevertheless, we wanted to showcase their work, and we are excited to see their progress in the next coming months. Okay. So moving on to our next live pitch, we have WOPA, which will be presented by the founder and CEO, Germán Ochoa. Germán, I think you might be muted still.
All right, can you see the slides?
Yep, perfect.
Okay. All right, my name is Germán Ochoa. I'm the founder and CEO of WOPA Alfajores. So Alfajores is a delectable guilty-free dessert. As you see in the image, it's a cookie with a layer of milk caramel covered in dark chocolate. And what makes us so unique, and I know we're talking about a CPG company, it's that we really decided to go to market focusing on lower sugar content dessert. That's like high quality ingredients, focusing on a GMO-free project that can actually make a difference for anybody who wants to try something good, you know. Just to give you an idea of the potential and the traction we have, in 2019, I decided to look and partner with a co-packing from South America to test the product and see the velocity of the market. From there, I noticed like with so many barriers for distribution and logistics, we needed to open a facility in the United States. And so we did in 2020, raising almost $50,000 in investment and landing a contract with Albertsons and Safeway. We just expanding our portfolio with a market of choice. Currently, we're talking with New Seasons and a small distributor from Seattle. And that just gives you an idea, like in the middle of a pandemic, all the potential we have as a brand to keep growing and fulfill the South American dessert for people that already know this product, but also to the US market. We're closing, currently we're expecting to close 2020 with $26,000 in revenue, just here in the Pacific Northwest, but having a huge contract opportunity to be part of Albertsons portfolio, we have the potential to expand in almost 15 different divisions nationwide, which it's about 2,200 stores nationwide. And that gives us an idea of how much opportunity we have to grow in 2020, only with accounts and clients we currently have. By 2022, our goal is to actually try to acquire or expand with 2 national contracts so we can reach our goal to $2.5 million. Just to give you an idea how these products are delicious is, Imagine you're out of the country and you're trying to look for peanut butter, right? That's how this product is so related to the South America market, that they're always looking for that connection that brings us back the idea of the image of this dessert that brings us the image of their home. But we want to be more than just a Hispanic product. We want to really diversify our market and bring it to anybody who really wants to try something good. Just to give you an overview of my team, right now, what you see behind, it was all the graphic design created by Andrea, who worked closely with me to create the POS, the right image that can stand out of so many competitors in the market. Marketing, Maria Ibarra, it's our marketing manager, strategy focusing on like our social media and all the e-commerce platform. Matthew will be focusing on our business strategy and finance, as I am focusing on penetration, traveling around, making sure people understand what the concept of this product is. With all our experience, I think we have what it takes to actually keep innovating. We currently have 3 different flavors. We have the shortbread, dark chocolate, and white chocolate, which give us a good opportunity to growth and gain market shares. But there's more coming down the road, right? Like the good thing about the CPG industry is like the more you expand, the more shelf space you gain. So there is like 12 packs innovations coming down the road, and also the jars for those that really want to have like their peanut butter. Again, what we're looking for today here is partners that can help us to gain, to achieve our goal to 2 national partners for national growth. And for us, it's very simple. We only need 2 national distribution contracts that can allow us to grow in all United States. It's not really difficult when you know that you have a product with a market that you need to serve and nobody else is doing it. And having the scalable capability to do it with a facility here in the Pacific Northwest and being the only one in the United States allows us to actually do it. And the quicker you do it, the faster you can actually get those numbers. Now I think it's a good opportunity for you to try it. I believe you have samples mail out to you, and I'm just gonna show you what it looks like inside right now. So this is the dark chocolate version. As you can see, we use tempered chocolate, so it's very crystal chocolate. And in the middle inside, you can see our dulce de leche, which is very rich and creamy. So if you want to have a bite right now, it'll be the right moment to do it. I mean, they're delicious. And then the cookies, a little bit dry, but the point of it is like you have to have this dessert with your coffee time. It's the right dessert when you want to have. Just a little bit. It's the right dessert you want to have with your coffee after meals, or like whenever you're feeling you're craving for sugar, but you don't really want that much sugar. So I hope you like the cookie. If you have any questions, I'll be jumping around responding it. And the cookie is good. Let me see. Okay, we're currently selling them at Albertsons and Safeways, and maybe next week we're gonna be at all the market of choice. New seasons, we're expecting to go over the season, so we can start probably by mid-December or the beginning of January. But the main ones right now, for us, if you want to find it and buy one of the stores, it'll be Albertsons, Safeways, and New Seasons.
Thanks, Germán.
Yes.
People are also asking what makes this traditional, or what is a traditional flavor?
Well, it is traditional because of this product's been in South America for centuries. It's literally, if you read about Automotive, it literally came with like the boats from Spain in 1600. That's how old this product is. And then it's like, just to give you, it is like peanut butter. It's something that is commonly consumed in South America as a dessert. Like when you go to a coffee shop, you tend to have this dessert at a coffee shop. And since it's just so unique, we just decided to do the same thing, bring that over to the table so people can just try when they're having their coffee time.
Great. These are just available in Portland or throughout Oregon or anywhere outside of Oregon?
Right now we're currently just in Oregon, but we're expect to do a few stores from California with 7-Elevens as well, and Seattle with a distributor for 2021.
Great. Do we have time for another question, Himalaya?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about are you co-packing here, or how are you manufacturing these?
There is not co-packers in the United States. So we acquire a facility. So we actually produce our own cookies.
Where is it?
Happy Valley.
Great. And can you remind people where they can go buy these, or can they get them online?
Right now, they can actually go and buy at Albertsons and Safeways. That's the cheapest way to do it. They have a very good promotion price, which is $1.99 right now with the club card. Retail price tend to be $2.49, but $1.99 promotion for the holidays, so we will offer you right now.
Amazing. Go out there and buy them. Fill your loved ones' stockings with Wapas. And if you have other questions, you should think of them, save them up, and ask them during the breakout room.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Herman, it's been wonderful to see your progress. It's so impressive to see you landing a major national distribution channel just 6 months after launching. So we can't wait to see what traction you get in this next year. And like Yesenia mentioned, we will be doing the breakout rooms after all of the live pitches, so you can ask more of your questions to the founders, and that will be facilitated by some amazing investors in the ecosystem. And then there was a question about contact information for the presenters. We will be providing that at the end as well. Okay, moving on. We are going to have a live remark, and I'm actually going to kick it over to Juan to introduce our amazing speaker.
The next person doesn't need introduction. She has been fundamental piece of the ecosystem and entrepreneurship and innovation in Oregon. Angela Jackson has led the Center for Entrepreneurship as executive director for the Center for Entrepreneurship for many years. Now she has transitioned to a role as executive director for PSU entrepreneurial industry engagement at the university. She's working directly to the president's office, but she's also the managing director of Portland Seed Fund. Angela vision and ability to spot talent and support entrepreneurs is remarkable. And Angela, welcome. Happy to see you here. You were part of the early ideation of the Cube, and welcome.
Juan, thank you for that incredibly warm and surprising intro. I did not see that coming. Thank you. I am watching today just incredibly proud. It's not just these entrepreneurs who are very dedicated, but more than that, they're smart and they're agile. And most of them I've had a chance to get to know over several years. And I think if there's a word of the day, for me, it's evolve. What the Cube does with the leadership of Juan, Himalaya, Yesenia, Schwan, and others is to create conditions where talent can evolve. At the end of the day, we're investing in people. People sometimes run into good ideas, but it's people who buy things, who use things, who give us feedback. And people need places to convene and improve and try stuff out. And that's what the Cube is. The Cube is a safe place for budding entrepreneurs to share ideas, get quick feedback, and evolve. I couldn't be more proud of talent spotting that happened, maybe 8 years ago, Juan, when I thought, okay, I got to find a way to hire Juan to bring this to fruition, this ecosystem. He's exactly the right guy. And that's where it started. So while thank you for the credit for the vision, it was really our vision, Juan, together. And there's no way at all it could have blossomed without your hard work, your incredible disposition and demeanor, and your ability to do anything for these student entrepreneurs. So I'm honored to have been part of the journey, and I couldn't be more proud to see our presenters today. It's just honestly, like, I know you can't see goose pimples on Zoom, but trust me, I have goose pimples. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angela. We really appreciate all the guidance that you've given us in just transforming not only the Cube, but also the entire Center for Entrepreneurship. We couldn't have done that without you. And so we really thank you for your contribution and your continued guidance. Okay, so next up, I also have goosebumps now. Next up, we have an incredible founder. He's going to be presenting Raydom, and the CEO and founder, Omar Waked. Take it away.
Thank you, Himalaya. You know that feeling you get of frustration when you've been circling around the parking lot at a grocery store looking for an available parking spot? Now imagine having to do that with kids in the back of the car, and the more you spin around, the more frustration builds up. Remember, you still need to get through your list of errands, but right now you're simply driving around looking for an open parking spot. Now imagine, on the other hand, you arrive at the grocery store and you're instantly greeted with an open parking spot. Do you remember that feeling of immense satisfaction? Not spending a minute worrying about finding parking. Your focus is on finishing your errands so you can spend more time with your family and doing what you'd rather be doing. Hi, I'm Omar Waked, co-founder and CEO at Raydom, and we're providing you with that same exact experience and satisfaction every time you need to park. Raydom has developed sensors that will be installed at parking locations to gather real-time data such as parking spot availability and occupants. Individuals will use our mobile app to guide them to an exact parking spot. It will also automate the payment system and manage everything regarding to restrictions and permits, so you don't have to worry about that. Businesses will access their data and manage their facilities through our business client website. With the collected data accompanied by our algorithms, we're able to provide businesses with the functionality to reduce operational costs and increase revenue. Current solutions that attempt to solve this problem focus strictly on mobile payments, reservations ahead of time, cameras for enforcement, and gates. We don't rely on parking meters or payment kiosks to process payments. All payments are done solely through the app in an automated manner. Once the payment is processed, businesses will have access to their payments in 2 days, opposed to waiting an entire month with current solutions. Our hardware units will validate each parking spot's occupants, removing the need to utilize cameras and gates to enforce parking, substantially reducing the business cost to operate and maintain these units. Raydom does not rely on reservations ahead of time to determine a location's occupancy status, which alleviates the headache associated with requesting refunds when parking you paid for in advance does not exist, and then you have to look for another spot upon arrival. Some of the current competitors in this industry, such as Spot Hero and Parking Kitty, both provide mobile apps to allow individuals to pay and reserve for parking ahead of time, but they lack the hardware that provides the real-time accurate data and dynamic functionality for businesses to manage their facilities. Reef Technology, on the other hand, they utilize kiosks and cameras, which are really large upfront costs, and that does not include the cost to maintain and operate those times over their lifetime. Their app simply informs users of parking locations along with rates, and they're able to pay for parking ahead of time. Raydom will utilize cost-effective and scalable hardware that will be installed at parking facilities to gather real-time data and spot on a spot basis. We'll provide a mobile app that not only provides users with the ability to pay for their parking, but also guides them to the exact parking spot as they need it when they arrive at their location. This also includes managing items such as permits, restrictions, and while removing the unnecessary complexity. Since our team formation in 2019, we progressed through 4 major versions of our hardware, with the 3500 we received in non-dilutive grant funds. In late August of this year, we kicked off our pilot, our pilot with Portland State University, installing 9 sensors at Parking Structure 1. These 9 sensors will help us refine and improve our sensors before we expand to additional spots. Through this pilot, we're also gathering feedback through the transportation department, but also our mobile app users. And as we refine our data and refine our products and services, we'll be able to scale to more parking spots. Most recently, we've been admitted to the 2020 PI cohort, and we were finalists in the 2020 PSU Cleantech Challenge, along with semi-finalists in the 2020 Thai University challenge representing Thai Organs chapter. We've filed for a utility provisional patent for our software, and we're looking to file patents for our software and hardware. We've partnered with Hydro Research, a local 3D printing and manufacturer company that provides the hardware housings. We're deploying simple sensors to run early pilots to gather feedback and real data quickly. These early pilots double as both feedback loops to help improve our products and services, but also generate early revenue through the mobile app transactions. We'll reinvest all of this revenue that we get from our early payments into research and development of our more scalable hardware that can be utilized both on and off-street parking. Our main focus is in developing and optimizing proprietary hardware that will be utilized for later pilot deployments. As we continue development, we're exploring other methods that will allow us to utilize fewer sensors to cover more spots, reducing the maintenance costs and installation. We're also exploring other uses for these hardware, such as tier to Raydom, such as edge computing, which brings cloud computation and data storage closer to the location of need. We're working towards starting an additional 3 minimum pilots in early 2021, and we're also expecting to generate revenue through early pilot transactions. Alongside that, we're bringing on 500 early users in the Portland metro region to give us feedback so we can improve our data and algorithms. In early 2022, we look to start fundraising for our pre-seed rounds. So Raydom will charge businesses $50 per hardware unit, accompanied by a $5 per unit month basis for our software. We'll take a 7% fee from the transactions processed through our mobile app, which that generates 55 cents in revenue. 23 cents goes to payment processing, and the business nets $7.22. As we proceed through our pilots, we're validating our pricing model. Our team has a varying skill sets, both business and technical focus, that is needed to develop and scale Raydom. And as we're committed to diversifying our team as we ramp up speed in the near future. We'd like to acknowledge the tremendous amount of support and help the Cube has provided us, and we're looking forward to giving back to the Cube to help the next cohort of student entrepreneurs. We're asking you to help us connect with individuals in the parking industry that either own or manage parking facilities. We're looking for enclosed parking structures or parking spots that have between 10 to 50 spots we can utilize to deploy our sensors for additional pilots in the Portland metro region. And we're actively looking to connect with strategic partners to help catalyze an adoption of technologies. Funded parking should not be a pain point in the 21st century. Come join Raydom as we pave the way for seamless parking and business integration. Thank you for your time. I look forward to following up with you all. And now I'll walk you through a demo of our mobile app. Before you go to your destination, you will open the Raydom app. You'll enter the location you wish to go to, so Portland State or Portland. You'll be presented with a list of parking structures or parking locations with available parking spots. It will inform you how many spots are available, along with other relevant information such as the pricing. You'll select it, and the app and algorithms will determine where's the best fit for you depending on your restrictions and limitations. You'll start the route. It will guide you up to the structure and then switch views and communicate with our sensors to help guide you to the exact parking spot and floor. Once it comes time for you to leave and pay, you'll be able to see the information such as the time and duration you've been there, but also how much the cost is. And you'll be able to pay through the app. In later versions, this will be completely automated. So as soon as you pull into the spot, the payment process will begin. As soon as you leave the spot, the payment process will end, and no need for you to take care of anything else. You can store your vehicle information and your permit data into the app, and your payment history and transactions will also be available. So that reduces the amount of clutter, and everything is centralized into one location.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Omar. Yesenia, we'll kick it to Yesenia now to help moderate some of the questions because you've gotten a lot of them. And any that we don't get to, those who are interested can join Omar's breakout room. So I'll kick it over to you, Yesenia.
Thanks. Omar, so far, what's been the trickiest part of the prototyping or the development?
Yeah, it's actually the trickiest part so far for us is getting enough sensors installed that we can actually gather more feedback from these sensors in the natural environment, opposed to just leaving them at an enclosed desk. So the more sensors we can deploy early on, the more feedback we can get from not only business clients, but also the mobile app users, and actually like analyze the hardware and housing in its natural environment to help us optimize and really reiterate those versions for later deployments.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you mentioned a few competitors on your slides. This seems like a pretty crowded space. So you've got Spot Hero, Parkopedia, et cetera. They've raised money. So how are you differentiating against these, or how will you win against these competitors?
Right. So we really focus on the experience and the functionality that we provide through the mobile app and the entire system. We're an end-to-end solution for parking. So we're not just tackling one problem such as mobile payments. We're not tackling just one problem as in paying from the app. We really want to take this from step A to step Z, or point A to point Z, making sure that the entire process is seamless for both our business clients and our mobile app users. And through these algorithms, we're really able to provide the best experience and the most optimized way of going about solving this parking issue.
Okay. And how did you guys come up with your name, your business name?
Yeah, so some of you might remember that the name was previously Theory Parking. We got some pretty good feedback as to that's not such a good name. So Sean and I kind of gone through a couple of weeks of finding different names, and Sean came up with Raydom. So we kind of stuck with that. And
good. Sounds great. We will go ahead and thank you so much, Omar. Wonderful. We'll kick it off to our next presenters.
Thank you.
Perfect. And those who still have questions, I know that there was a lot in chat. You can visit Omar in his breakout room after the sessions. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to have a short video from Jesse Harding. He's the CEO and founder of Couch, which is an innovative solution really dialed into the pain points that millennials are experiencing. So I'm excited for you all to hear his vision.
Who can't afford to buy a home through traditional routes as individuals become homeowners by making buying with a friend, a partner, or as part of a group easier. We all know that home prices haven't been going down, and for millennials in particular, student loan debt and tight credit requirements have made homes even less affordable. As a result, their homeownership rates are around 8% lower than those of Gen Xers and baby boomers when they were at the same age. With 88% of millennials living in urban areas, but only 31% of millennial-owned homes there, today's generation is really in dire need of better alternatives. So to help them catch up and to begin gaining equity more quickly, Couch was created. It acts as both a guide and a central resource for buying with others. And it does so in the same vein of what the newly minted Picasso is doing with second homes. We too are modernizing and digitizing the first-time homeowner space. So through our free educational platform, an aspiring homeowner, let's say one named Joe Millennial, along with his self-selected buying partners, could walk through a step-by-step series of questions, think TurboTax style, that would guide them on how to best carry title upon the anticipated arrangement, would help them prepare and consolidate necessary financial information into a secure portal, and would make available vetted professionals necessary to the buying process, including real estate agents, lenders, and attorneys. But perhaps most importantly, Couch opens the door for Joe and his buying partners to have essential conversations and helps them to codify the critical decisions emerging from them, and all into a templated partnership agreement builder that we're creating. This includes creating clarity around common sticking points and causes of friction, like when to make repairs or improvements, the conditions under which they would sell, and day-to-day things like rules of the house. Ultimately, our mission is to build opportunity through the benefits of shared home ownership by making it more common, more accessible, and easier to navigate. And as we do that and move forward in the build out of our IP and beta version, we are seeking program experience and legal expertise specific to titles and incorporation. Additionally, we are looking for an intern to assist in further segmenting our target market for the purposes of our ad spend strategy. So thanks so much.
Perfect. And we're actually going to have Jesse come on and just say a couple thoughts. Jesse, we'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, hi there. As Himalaya said, I'm Jesse Harding, co-founder of Couch, and really just thankful for the opportunity to present a little bit about our innovative concept around lessening those pain points around shared home buying and providing a third avenue for a lot of folks to begin building equity at an earlier age than what they currently are. So thank you so much, Juan. Thank you so much again, Himalaya and Xuan, and the many, many others who have poured in the hours with us. We're really excited about this next phase and what we're moving into, and really taking this initial concept and building it out to capture the lifetime value of a real estate home buyer. And yeah, this is just the beginning. So thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you again, Jesse. We're really excited to see what traction you get with the vision and just seeing what progress you make in 2021. Thank you for being a part of theCUBE. Okay, next up, we have our final live presenter. And to present Turner Automotive, which has always been a fan favorite, is Blake Turner, founder and CEO. Take it away, Blake. Oh, and just as an FYI, Blake Turner and Turner Automotive will be presenting yet again in Pitch Fest Northwest. And so they'll actually be starting with a video that will be presented there. And then Blake will be coming on.
I'm Blake Turner with Turner Automotive, and we're building a sustainable future for the automotive industry. Climate change is the biggest issue facing our society right now. And cars make up 25% of all carbon emissions, and in cities, they make up for 90% of all air pollution. The best solution on the market right now are electric vehicles. Affordable electric vehicles have a very limited range and are therefore inconvenient for most people. And electric vehicles that are convenient enough to have a long range are usually too expensive for the average person to afford. Turner Automotive is different because we're not trying to sell you a new car. Instead, we're converting the one you already have to burn zero carbon hydrogen. Because of this, our kit is affordable. It only costs you about $5,000. When you compare that to the price of an $80,000 Tesla, it's a lot more approachable for the average family. Plus, because we're not modifying any existing components, you can go back to burning gasoline at any time. This makes our kit extremely convenient because you're not stuck with hydrogen. You can easily go back to burning gas. We have a two-pronged approach to how we're going to initially market our kit. Every time we go to events, we have a large enthusiast base that wants to purchase our kit. So initially, while our production is low, we're going to sell to individual enthusiasts. And this energy is helping propel us to our second stage, which is going to be targeting fleet operators. If you own 1,000 vehicles or even a few hundred vehicles, like UPS or USPS, and you want to convert your fleet to electric, which is currently the only fleet option, one vehicle costs about $200,000. Our kit still only costs $5,000, whether it's a Volkswagen Beetle or a huge truck. Because of this, for fleet operators, we're not only the best solution, we're really the only solution. Plus, fleet operators get the benefit of being fuel independent by having their own hydrogen generation, not having to worry about fluctuating fuel prices. We have presented our project and demonstrated our prototype at many events, ranging from the Clean Tech, Invent Oregon, Venture Conference, and we even won the Oregon Entrepreneurship Network's Student of the Year Award for Entrepreneurship. Through all these events, we have raised $15,000 of non-dilutive funding that we've used to fund our prototype. And with the money we may have raised from Pitch Fest, we plan to roll out our beta program, where 10 chosen individuals will be able to test our product out in the real world. Even though we've only been planning this beta program for about 6 months, we already have over a dozen people who have committed to converting their car to hydrogen.
A gorgeous day like today reminds us why we should be seeking a zero carbon solution that's affordable and ingenious. That is what I love about the product that Turner Automotive is bringing to market. But even more, I love the team. I've had 3 years to watch this team, almost 3, and to say that they have evolved, gotten smarter, responded to feedback, embraced opportunity, all those things are true.
I first met Blake and the Turner Automotive team back in 2018 during their first participation in the Inventor statewide invention competition. Even then, I was so impressed to see the tenacity and creativity that this team demonstrated, particularly because their first task in this competition was bringing a car inside of a college building on the Oregon Tech campus. Since then, Blake and his team have matured both in their technology and in their contributions to the greater ecosystem here in Oregon. I'm so excited to see that they're participating in this year's TechFest Northwest and wish them and all the other competitors the best of luck.
I am Peter Horan, founder at Horan Media Tech Advisors. I've been a big fan of Blake Turner and Turner Automotive, seemingly almost since the beginning. Among the things I admire about Blake and Turner Automotive is the ambition to change the way people use their cars, to find new energy sources, and also the way he's stuck with it and thought through all the various issues around converting automobiles from gasoline-powered engines to hydrogen. I've been really impressed when he gets in his Corvair and drives away. It says, wow, this thing actually works.
The time for climate action is now. If we convert every vehicle in Los Angeles and San Francisco alone, where they already have access to hydrogen, we could prevent 40 million tons of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere every year. That's equivalent to the weight of 765 Titanics, or one Titanic every 11 hours. We can bring that down to zero without replacing a single car on the road.
Okay, so unfortunately that video seemed like it was lagging a little bit. I got a few messages about that, so I apologize for that. But I suppose that's why you test things. So that is our video. As Himalaya said, we are presenting at PitchFest this year. Last year we presented at TechFest Northwest as part of the Clean Tech, and so it's really exciting to actually be growing and move on to the main stage for this year's TechFest. So with the rest of the time I have, I want to talk about the growth that we've had as a company, because from where we started, we've really grown a lot. So from the beginning, we really had an uphill battle, sometimes extremely literally. One of the first things I always like to mention is at our first event, we actually got to bring the car inside a building because, of course, our prototype is a car powered by hydrogen. But we had to get it up a set of stairs in order to do that. And it's kind of been an uphill battle, at least a little more metaphorically since then. But since our initial Invent Oregon debut, we have demonstrated and presented our project and prototype at several events, as mentioned in the video, from Clean Tech to Invent Oregon, both of which we won first and second place respectively. We also presented at Bend Venture Conference, where we actually attracted the attention of the governor, who we are occasionally talking to the State Department to try to, convert some state vehicles. And then, as well as, we even won the Oregon Entrepreneurship Student of the Year Award, which is probably one of the highest prestigious awards that we've won. And so from that, we've raised actually $15,000 in non-dilutive funding. So we still own 100% of the concept, 100% of the company, and this has all been grant funding that we've received that has gone towards developing our prototype and fleshing out our business model. Something, our prototype has grown quite a bit since the beginning, but as our business strategy, a business model has seen tremendous improvement. And especially how we're going to target individual consumers and then fleets, and all that was developed through design thinking over the past year and a half. So of course, again, we're presenting, doing more and more, continuing to grow with everything we're doing. Everybody's always excited to see our project, and we're always excited to, be able to keep seeing the same people and say, hey, yes, we are still growing. We are still expanding. Of course, recently we were recognized through Portland State University themselves for their newest campaign. I believe it's the Inspire campaign. I don't exactly remember the name of it, but through that we've been featured on billboards at buses as a sort of a student entrepreneur, as an aspect of what PSU is trying to represent, as well as giving a PDX talk among PSU faculty and students, about our program, about our story, and about everything that we're doing. And so from that, I would like to open it up to the floor to see if anybody has any questions and answer any burning questions you might have.
Thanks, Blake. You got a couple in the chat, so I'm going to read them out to you. We're moving quickly, so I'm just going to have one, which is, what has been the biggest, or what are the biggest obstacles to scaling Turner Automotive?
So, it might sound, being that we're developing a technology, you would think that some of our biggest obstacles would be developing that technology, actually converting a car to hydrogen. Strangely enough, that seems to be the easy part. There's all sorts of things on the back end, like insurance has been one of the biggest hurdles that we didn't even know about until recently. It's like, hey, maybe if you're, putting hydrogen in people's cars, you need to get insurance for that. So definitely the back end of the legality of converting vehicles and, having that sort of back end structure to it where you're developing the business and the insurance and the specific programming around that is definitely the biggest sticking point that we've had so far, which is what we're currently working through.
Great. Thanks, Blake. The additional questions you guys have are great, and please feel free to ask them in our break rooms.
Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, Blake. You know that I have been fighting to get into your beta program. I am so excited about it. I remember hearing your pitch a few years ago and just being so inspired. So thank you again for being part of the Cube. We're excited to see you grow tremendously over the next year. Okay. So that concludes our live pitches and demonstrations. What we will be doing now, as we've been alluding to, is going into 4 different breakout rooms, after which I just want to mention that we will be going into the networking portion. Prior to that, I'm going to kick it over to Yesenia just for a moment so she can talk about the Cube Accelerator program and the eligibility criteria.
Thanks, Emilia. Hi, everyone. We want to remind you that if you know folks who are in Oregon and are either enrolled in a 2 or 4 year institution within Oregon or have graduated in the last 18 months, then let them know about the Cube and the opportunity to apply for the program. So our new cohort will be for 2021. This program runs from July 15th through October 30th. With a demo day scheduled for fall of November 2021, just like we're doing today. We run this program during the summer months so students can focus 100% on developing their prototypes and their ideas. Applications for this are going to open June 30th, so it's still a bit of time away, but we encourage folks to start thinking about it and preparing. We're going to have interviews with the eligible candidates for the first 2 weeks of July, and we will announce those candidates who are joining the 2021 cohort in July. So the 2021 Cube cohort will accept 5 companies, and we just want to make sure that you guys do read the criteria to make sure that your company is a good fit. So these companies do need to be product-based. They need to be enrolled in a 2 or 4 year college or institution within Oregon or be recent grads. You guys do need to have an initial target market selected and done some kind of market validation or customer discovery. An MVP of the prototype should already be built, and the team or the company has to have the capacity and the drive to get this to market within 4 months. So we do want you guys to be ready to launch or be launching at the time of the demo day in November at the end of next year. So we encourage you guys to spread the word about PSU's Cube. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Yesenia. So as I mentioned, we will be breaking now into the 4 breakout room sessions. We'll do that for a half an hour, and then all of us will be coming back to the main session, and then we will give you information about how to do the one-on-one networking. It's super easy, not complicated at all, but for right now, we'll go into the breakout room sessions. And so the breakout room sessions, again, are the 4 live presenters. And then we'll have incredible investors in the ecosystem facilitating those rooms. And so with Producemate, we have Nate Foose from Kretsu. With Turner Automotive, we have Jim Houston from Portland Seed Fund. In Raydom's breakout session, we'll have Nessa Margolis from Virtue Lab. And in WOFA, we'll have Angela Jackson, who you heard from before, from Portland Seed Fund. So if you've updated to the latest version of Zoom, you should be seeing momentarily an option for you to select your breakout room. If you don't have the ability to do that, what you'll do is you will chat Regina, who's a co-host, privately, and just let her know which room you'd like to go into. After that, she'll move you into that session, and the session will be starting shortly. So go ahead The rooms have launched, and so you should be seeing that momentarily. Okay, and I see people starting to fill in here. Perfect.
Malaya, if there's no selection, we'll just be put into rooms at random.
Correct. Yeah. If you don't select yourself or let Regina know which room you want to go into, we'll put you into a room. And so
I confess I haven't gone into a breakout before. What do I need to do to get in there?
Yeah. So Nate, you'll already be put directly
Okay.
into your room.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So as we give people time to select, so her name is Regina Pham.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say hello to folks, Regina, so they can see you?
Yeah, hi everybody. I see some chat coming in, so I will start putting you guys in the breakout room.
And for those of you who have not been in breakout rooms, in about another minute, as people make selections, you don't need to do anything. You will magically disappear from this screen and you will magically appear in your breakout room. So just sit tight as we let people make their selections.
We have just about 10 more people in the main session. Everyone else has gone into a breakout room. And Yesenia, I will put you in now through to Omar.
Okay.
Juan is all ready, I believe. Yep, Juan is in Wobas, great. And Regina, are you still working through any requests?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect.
Himalaya?
Yeah.
There are some people I can put in.
Okay, is that Jonathan and Doug?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. I will put them into perfect. And then Regina, do you have Amelia, Kay, Jim, Ben, and Will are the last ones I see. Did any of them request a room? If not, I'll move them into any room.
Cool. Himalaya, can you say one more time who did you mention?
Yep. Just I see the 5 unassigned